To This Week in Baltimore Eating with Richard Gorelick. Join us here every Thursday at 12:30 to talk about everything food related in Baltimore.
This Week in Baltimore Eating is brought to you by Eddie's of Roland Park, where they're as obsessed with the great flavors as we are. Now offering whisked vegan cookies baked in Washington, D.C.
I don't know what that is, but I'll take a few of those.
I think I've seen them.
Have you?
Like they're big. They come in like a big pouch.
But by whisk, they just mean the tool. They don't
Yeah.
mean whiskey, right?
No.
There's no whiskey in those
There's
cookies.
probably like a whisk on their logo.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the Maryland crab houses losing the visa lottery for immigrant workers and what that might mean for our industry?
So they had one lottery and Maryland didn't win it, and had a second lottery and the crab houses in Maryland didn't win. Like I wanted to do a follow-up question. Like,
Yeah.
what does a lottery look like? Is it
Right.
live?
How do you do that exactly?
Is it really a lottery? Is it a...
I think it's really a lottery. It started with Trump. They didn't used to have to do it this way.
Right.
But they do have to prove that American workers don't want to do the work. You know what? I mean, it's hard. Picking crabs, that's hard.
It's not hard to believe that American workers don't want to do
But
that
you know
work.
what? Maybe we should go down to the shore and pick some crabs for
I'd be
these people.
terrible at it.
I'd be eating it the whole time.
I just have bad fingers.
Yeah, I
Well,
know. It hurt, and then you get a cut. And,
But people used to...
oh.
Anyway, the Maryland crab houses have been relying on seasonal foreign workers to
Right.
do this job. And this
Right.
year they're not getting as many as they want or any that they want. And what does that mean for that industry, that small industry? It certainly will impact it according to the people that run that industry. And then what does it mean for crab prices? It probably means that Maryland produced crab meat will go up from
Right.
those small producers. However, here's what I think.
What
Here's
do
what
you
I
think about this?
Is that the typical Maryland consumer won't notice it.
They don't know where they're getting their crab
at
meat
all.
from.
Right. If they buy it at the store, they'll see, maybe they'll be buying Carolina crab meat now or imported crab meat. But if they go out to a restaurant, all bets are off. And I think there might be fewer than 5 restaurants in Baltimore that guarantee they're making crab cakes and other crab dishes out of Maryland crab meat. I think the typical Maryland consumer just doesn't care at all. Just doesn't care.
Right, as long as you
Crab
can get your crabs. But I do, like, my neighbors will drive to the Eastern Shore to pick up, like, a bushel or whatever because they want to. It's actually less expensive. Well, it was to do that.
We're making a distinction now between steamed card crabs
Yes.
and crab meat, because that's what we're talking
Oh,
about.
we're talking about crab meat because they need the pickers. We're not talking about real crabs. So this really shouldn't. Will it affect, like, Eastern Shore tourism? Not really.
Don't think so. The two main crab houses on the Eastern Shore seem to have enough pickers, or they got their workers. So it's the smaller ones that are affected. That's very sad that small industry is
it's
affected.
horrible.
But as far as what it's going to mean for crab prices, like for crab meat and restaurant prices, it's already so expensive that it shouldn't really affect it at all.
Okay.
$25 crab cakes. If you're willing to spend
Ah,
that much,
I'm
then
not. I don't want to.
I never
I don't
would.
want to. I want to spend
never
like
would.
10, 12. What do you guys want to spend on a crab cake? Tell us. Also, let us
Yeah.
know when you go, if you go, because I know not everyone eats crabs. Let's be all encompassing here. But if you do go, do you drive to the Eastern Shore to pick them up?
And have you ever asked in a restaurant where the crab meat is
Yeah,
from?
it doesn't matter to you.
It doesn't matter to you.
Will you not order a crab cake if it's not Maryland crab meat?
I think the top 10 most popular crab cakes in Baltimore are all made. I'd say at least half of them are made from imported crab meat, and the other half are not from Maryland. I would say there's 0 that are made reliably with Maryland crab meat.
Oh, you hurt me. You hurt me. I want to name names, but that would be totally wrong to do, so I'm not
Because
going
I
to
don't know for sure. I would name names if I knew for sure.
Yeah, but I don't want to name names because we could hurt somebody.
I'm only 95% sure.
Oh, my goodness.
I would say that if they don't say on the menu that it's made with Maryland crab meat, you can
Be sure it's not because
you
they
can
would brag
be
about
fairly-
that.
They'd brag about it.
Right.
But I'd also say that's usually made with Asian, Indonesian crab meat. If it's lumpy, if any restaurant is promoting a lumpy crab cake, it's almost definitely imported. Because that's where the lumps
Excuse
come
me.
from.
Sorry. It's the first day of summer, so I seem to have picked up
Happy
a summer cold.
Okay, let's move on
Yes.
to fun stuff.
Yeah, but do you want to do a commercial first?
Oh, yeah.
Good, do it.
Hey, if you just got here, you're watching This Week in Baltimore Eating with Richard Gorelick, which is brought to you by Eddie's of Roland Park. Check out their premium ice creams, including Taharka Brothers and insanely good Cream Cruiser ice cream sandwiches. Visit eddiesofrolandpark.com. Hey, be sure to comment, like, and share, and follow us at hashtag JMoreEating.
You looked like you were having some jonesing for some ice cream earlier today, or was that yesterday? Last night.
The past 3 weeks, I think I really wanted ice cream a lot.
Yes,
And
I understand.
I came home from dinner last night without ice cream in the house, and then I'm one of those people that once I'm in, I'm in. It's really hard to get me out of the house once I'm in the house.
Right.
Because it's so muggy out.
Yeah, I don't like to leave once I'm in, too.
So if you said, hey, Richard, I just saw ice cream on the corner. You go,
Or I have a sundae sitting here for you.
Go outside. It's 30. I won't go outside. Once I'm in, I'm in.
But my other problem is if I have ice cream in the freezer, I'm going to eat that. If it's there, it's got to get eaten.
Are you kidding me?
It doesn't stay there.
You know, some people can make a pint of Haagen-Dazs or Ben & Jerry's last for
No, that's a one sitting serving.
one or
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
one evening, 2 sittings in one evening. I'd say.
You go back again?
Yeah.
Like a late night sitting and a pre-dinner sitting?
Yeah.
So have we ever talked about your favorite flavor? Have we ever done that?
My favorite commercial flavor, different commercial flavors than like in the wild flavors. But my favorite commercial flavors are Haagen-Dazs rum raisin,
I do like a good rum raisin.
Haagen-Dazs coffee, and Ben & Jerry's cherry Garcia.
Okay. I don't like any of the Ben & Jerry's. I think they're too creamy. They're thick.
I agree.
Yeah, I
just
don't like
the
those.
cherries.
But I'm a mint chocolate chip person.
Ah,
I love that.
any favorite brand?
Breyers, because it's the white mint chocolate chip,
Yeah,
not the
yeah,
green. And they do dark chunks instead of a little chip.
Well said. I don't like the green mint.
It's not real. I mean, what is that?
And
I don't know.
I like, but for custard, you know, I like custard. Vanilla. Like,
Yeah.
it's the only custard.
Like a
flavor.
pure, right. All right, so I have a question for you and all of our listeners. What is the deal with Valley Inn on Falls Road? So, as you know, I've moved environments lately, and I keep driving past there, which I had never done before. And I'm like, first of all, it's got an enormous parking lot, like a bus trip-sized parking
Right
lot.
on, yeah.
And it's always full. Weeknight evenings, that thing is full. And then there's overflow onto Falls Road. What's the deal with this place? Someone tell me, if you guys are regulars there, like, I want to know what's happening in there that I'm missing.
Valley Inn, like, I can't hardly even comment on it.
Because it's so far out there.
Well, I think, I get into trouble when I talk about the Valley Inn. But I think that the people that go to Valley Inn are different than I am.
Are they Green Spring Valley
I
types?
kind of think they are.
Okay.
Towson, Lutherville. I mean, I get along with, I think I really try to get along with lots of different people. And I usually feel comfortable wherever I go. I don't know if I feel completely comfortable.
I hear where you're coming from, because both of us are a little bit quirky, and we're not like everyone's idea of, like, I don't know, standard company. But so my local, if you will, was McFall's Iron Horse Tavern on Cromwell Ridge Road, which also can have sort of that horsey feel, but I loved it in there. I always felt good and welcome. It had like all the different versions of seating areas, and they do a good burger. So as I'm driving by Valley Inn, I'm like, is this similar to that? Could this be my new local? You think it's a little like up here?
Here's my thing: is my perception, and we're talking about perceptions which are completely biased and prejudiced. So my prejudice against it is that it's going to feel elitist and waspy and unfriendly, and that's not nice of me to have those preconceptions, but they're just mine.
They're legit.
I own them.
You can legitimately have that.
And I had some bad background with the owner of that place, only because he never returned my calls, like ever. When he also still owns Oregon Grill, and just never returned them, even to say like, screw you, Gorelick.
Well, clearly he didn't need you because the lot is full.
He never needed me at all. And it was just it just felt discourteous.
Yeah.
Not disrespectful, just discourteous. Because I don't need any respect from him. I respect myself, but it seemed
I respect you
discourteous.
too. But
And I don't like it.
I'm not entirely sure. Do you know for sure it's the same owner still? You do? Okay, because it looked like they had changed some signage and it looked like a little updated maybe.
Well, the original Valley Inn closed, what?
I know nothing about this place.
Oh, gosh.
I literally drove by and I was like, what?
The original Valley Inn was, I guess, famous or well-known for its being weird.
Really?
Weird, like a place where, like, oh yeah, old Joe Wilson sits there nursing that.
Oh, like a place with
And-
stories.
Yeah, and you can still get liver and onion in a bowl. Liver and onion in a
what?
bowl there. That's dinner, and they're like old horse country drunks.
Right. I got you.
But then it closed.
Okay.
And then the owner of the Oregon Grill bought it.
Okay.
And turned it into what it is now, which is a retreat or a haven for people.
Those types.
Yeah.
Okay.
Which
Well, if
everybody
you guys
needs.
go, if someone watching goes there, tell us. I mean, it's legitimate. If you love it, we just need to know. I needed to know, like, am I going to be comfortable walking in there? Because, we're a little bit different. Dennis Kirkner says that he really likes Pappas' crab cakes. And he goes to G&M and he loves Prygel's ice cream.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kim
Yeah,
likes
yeah.
the person I'm staying with loves Prygel's. But I don't eat her. If she has Prygel's in the freezer, I stay away because it's special. I think it's really expensive too. Okay, so what about restaurant news?
What closed? Something closed, didn't it?
Alewife.
Alewife. I lost my place. Alewife. Alewife closed. That was the one right across from the Hippodrome. There've been a couple other things there, like Maggie's
Farm.
No.
No, Maggie. I don't know.
Maggie's something.
But I never cared that much about Alewife.
I loved Chad Wells when he was a chef there. Chad was the guy who did snakefish,
Yes.
invasive
Right.
species, and
Right.
the big smoked burger. And I had friends who really liked that place, friends who were associated with the University of Maryland for some reason and hung out there to play trivia and stuff like that. But it was a little bit out of my way. And
I mean, that's a hard spot because, like, we talk about this with the space where Red Emma's just moved into is like, yes,
Yeah.
you're in a theater district, but that's only as good as if there's a show playing. The rest of the time is are you getting foot traffic?
summertime's going to be rough. And they were getting a good Orioles crowd there.
Oh,
but
that's a good call.
Oriole attendance is really off.
Right.
And when some places close, or even when they don't, we're told that business has been off since the
Unrest.
3 years ago. The unrest of 3 years ago.
Yes.
And sometimes you think, really? How
Yeah,
could
I
have
think that
affected
too.
you? But in the case of Alewife, I think if any restaurant was affected by it, it was Alewife. And that's just from first-hand reporting.
Okay.
Or first-hand
Knowledge of the
knowledge of
situation. Right.
And numbers. Like, the numbers before those April days were one thing, and after were another.
All right. Well, that little block still needs some work and some revitalization, and there's potential there, and there have been things opening. I like the pizza spot. I go there usually if I'm going to a show. That's where I go.
Like on a Maywan kebab and a Nando's peri peri.
Right.
And Forno.
Yeah, that's where I go. El Forno. What is Fornicolis?
The owners of Das Beer House in Federal Hill have opened up a little place in a former Federal Hill carryout, 1538 Light Street.
Okay.
Fornicolis.
Fornicoli.
Fornicolis, 1538. So that's the other side of Ford Avenue, right?
I don't know.
Yeah, I think so.
Sure.
It's past
I'm supposed to
Ford.
know. I'm supposed to know everything you ask me, so I can sound informed and
Fornicolis.
intelligent.
And that was it for new news. Maybe it's a slow season for restaurant openings.
as long as we're not reporting things closing.
Yeah.
For the most part, we're okay. We don't have any word what's happening in the Alewife space.
No word.
Okay. So did you hear what today is?
Only from you.
So not only is it summer solstice, yay, happy solstice, yay, happy summer, finally. We had like 8 months of winter. Now it's summer, yay. Mayor Pugh proclaimed today Old Bay Day.
Old Bay Day.
It's Old Bay Day. So, you know? I think you don't know this.
I didn't know.
Which I'm
until
sort
you
of
told me.
shocked you don't know this. But Old Bay was created by a Jewish immigrant. And he had started his own spice company the year he moved here and escaped the Nazis. He escaped Nazi Germany. And
Wow.
yeah, so that's cool. So there's that. But they're doing this event, Old Bay Day. They're doing like community service. His name was Gustav Brunn, by the way. But tonight there's an event at the Sandlot from 4 to 8:30.
Oh yeah.
But you can find out more about Old Bay Day at oldbay.com and on facebook.com /oldbay. It's a partnership. They're doing good stuff for the environment. It's a partnership with who? Somebody? Alliance for the Chesapeake Bay.
Oh, that sounds good.
Yes.
'Cause Old Bay, naturally, you think of the Bay.
Yeah, you always...
Good.
Right, but it goes on everything, which we know. We've
Right.
established.
Chicken salad.
And
thought about
popcorn.
And hard deviled eggs.
And potato salad.
Melissa, and it's Old Bay's owned by McCormick now.
It is. So, and actually, like, it was always that guy Gustav he had his own spice company, and then he worked for McCormick and Company, I think is what the old one was called, and they obviously owned the rights of whatever spices work of the owners of the people who worked for them. But he had alleged at one point, I mean, this was back in the late 30s, but he had alleged that they fired him when they found out he was Jewish.
Wow.
But it is irony that a Jewish immigrant made Old Bay, which is
ironic.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Well, this was fun. Like, I want to hear more about people that have more insight into the crab houses on the Eastern Shore, and whether you think it's going to affect prices, and whether this again, not for steamed crabs, but when you're
Right.
eating crab meat dishes, mostly crab cakes in restaurants, do you ask where the crab meat's from, and do you care?
But also, doesn't the immigrant visa issue, it's much wider, obviously we know that, but can it be expanded to, like, what about Ocean City, where all the seasonal workers tend to be from elsewhere, right?
I don't know if they were a part of that visa.
No,
program.
right.
Yeah.
It's probably it's not the lottery, but I'm saying
Yeah.
this goes back to that wider discussion about, like, who's working in the kitchens right now, who's reporting to work, because if they do, are they going to get caught? Or
Those are good stories. I mean, in the Baltimore Sun newsroom, we know that if any if there's any news remotely tied to the Eastern Shore crab industry, there's a story written about it.
Right.
Maybe out of
Right.
proportion to other industries on the Eastern Shore. Such
Well,
because it's a heritage.
Yeah,
is it
it's
just
Maryland.
a heritage industry, or is the crab industry in Maryland, like, how important is it? Is it just important because
are we, like, holding on to
affectionate?
it, like, nostalgia?
I don't know.
No, I don't. Yeah, you're right. Is it?
Like, how many people does it employ, the crab industry?
We don't know this stuff.
We don't know this stuff. We're just
We
talking.
could, but we're just talking. But before we go, since it is summer, tell us, like, what your favorite thing is to eat for summer. Do you look forward to corn season, to fresh tomatoes that actually taste like tomatoes? I haven't had one of those as long as I can remember. But also online at jmoreliving.com/recipes database. We have a bunch of happy summer recipes. We have some grilling recipes. We have some frozen drinks. So definitely go there and get some ideas and let us know what you like to make.
And we'll see you next week. And we sure talked a lot about crabs, so maybe we'll talk about kosher stuff next week.
Sure, if you want. Sure.
Yeah.
We'll do something.
We'll
do something.
Yeah. Okay, everybody.
Wait.
Oh. Tune in every Thursday at 12:30 for This Week in Baltimore Eating, which has been brought to you by Eddie's of Roland Park. Visit Eddie's for fresh Gundalo juices, Zeke's coffee, Brew Doctor kombucha, and more local flavors you know and love. Visit eddiesofrolandpark.com. Hey, let us know what's on your mind and what new spots you've discovered lately. Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.